we've been your job search besties and helped you in some way, there's a cool way you can support the show. Shout us a virtual coffee.
We get a huge kick out of reading all of your success stories. Head to buymeacoffee.com/interviewboss and shout us a cuppa.
If you keep us caffeinated, we can keep the content coming. It's like a long chain and I'm just a bit like, like maybe we could just wait and see. But at the same time, like I'm the ambassador of Shoot Your Shot. So like
maybe
pop
we
off.
could just wait and see.
I don't know. I'm torn. Hey everyone and welcome back to Interview Boss. My name is Emma. I'm a radio journalist who's teamed up with my sister to give you advice, inspiration and support when you're looking for a new job. Sarah is a HR and recruitment professional and together we're excited to give you all the tips, tricks and behind the scenes knowledge to help you in your career.
Hey Em, and welcome back everyone. It's time for our favourite part of every single episode. It's the Shoot Your Shot shout out. This is where we give a shout out to our listeners who you've gone out there, you've shot your shot and you've come back to tell us all about it. So this week we're shouting out Sarah. What a great name. And she shouted us 5 coffees. That is so generous, Sarah. You are amazing.
Fact. There was a glitch in the matrix when Sarah shouted us this coffee. Minutes later, we got another notification on our phones that said, Emma bought you like 4 coffees. So a Sarah and an Emma both bought us coffees within minutes of each other and we're Sarah and Emma's. So I love that. And this is also a shout out to the Emma. I'll shout her out properly next week.
I love that you had to clarify that we are Sarah and Emma as if people listening to this don't already know that.
Just to back up the link. Anyway, Sarah said, Hi, Emma and Sarah. I stumbled across your podcast in the throes of my job hunting desperation after stuffing up a couple of interviews and convincing myself I was unemployable. I'd listened to a few overwhelmingly intense podcasts on interview techniques, which left me feeling even more hopeless when you guys popped up in my search like a couple of absolute rays of sunshine. Your practical, cheerful advice was incredibly helpful and I'm so glad I found you. And my dog appreciates all the extra long walks she got while I finished as many episodes as possible. Not the doggos of Interview Boss. You're welcome, pup. I now have an awesome job that I absolutely love and want to thank you so very much for creating Interview Boss and helping me get there. You guys really are the bosses. Cheers, Sarah.
Oh, that's incredible. But I just have to touch on, you just made me cringe, Em. You just said doggo.
Doggo. What's wrong with that?
Are you millennial? I feel like you're not meant to be millennial.
A doggo. A little doggo.
Oh. Ooh.
What's another endearing name for dog?
I don't know. I don't know, but this is not doggo.
Okay. Noted.
Everyone's going to disagree with me. If you disagree with me, feel free. Let us know in the comments on Spotify or send us a DM or an email or something like that to let us know what the appropriate term is. But I get that millennial cringe of like, oh, the doggo.
Well, you are a millennial, so you can't cringe at me.
Well, I think that's why it makes me cringe because I've been made fun of so much by the internet in general, like of all the millennial cringe stuff that we do, like the millennial pause. Every time I film a video and I do that pause, I just think I'm so embarrassing.
You really are. No.
So anyway, thank you, Sarah, so much. This was such a comment that we really needed to hear. Sometimes it's hard work running this podcast and it's really nice to feel like not only are we helpful, but we're rays of sunshine and we're giving you cheerful, happy advice. I really love that. Now, if you are listening and you need some results like Sarah, maybe you need to check out Interview Academy. That will help you go through the entire interview prep process, researching the company, what you should be writing down, coming up with your incredible career story, step by step by step. How do you make sure that it's the exact right length? How do you make sure you go through the right details? Coming up with incredible stories that you'd forgotten about that make interview answers super easy. It's all in there. Go check it out. If you want some more personalized help though, you can also book in a session with me in a one-on-one call and we can go through whatever part of the process that you're struggling with. Interviewboss.com.au/coaching to check out both options and see which one is right for you.
As always, please consider following us on Instagram. We're trying to grow our following this year. And if you want to request an episode or some advice on your situation, conundrum, industry, slide into our DMs and we could dedicate a whole episode to you, which is what we're doing this week because Alec wrote into us with a great conundrum and he actually bought us a coffee because he said, my DM was really long, so here's a coffee for your troubles, which was appreciated. But he said, hello, long-time listener, first-time DMer. You two are currently my lifeline as I go through my major career transition. I'm currently in the interview process with an amazing college and I'm really excited about it. It's not a professional position, but staff. I've had 2 interviews thus far. First was a pre-recorded interview from questions they sent me. After this interview, I reached out to an old colleague who's a professor at the college and he personally emailed the recruiter recommending me and inquiring about how he can support and advance my application. What a king. That is so great of him. Second was a phone interview 2.5 weeks later with the recruiter, along with me sending a portfolio around my project management skills and abilities a week later. I sent the portfolio 2 weeks ago today and emailed the recruiter last week asking for an update. I still haven't heard anything back as of yet. During the phone interview, the recruiter informed me that the next interview would be via Zoom with the recruiter and the VP of the college, and the final interview would be in person. My question is, I have some other indirect contacts to the college, either in the higher up staff or with professors. Should I continue to try and reach out to my network to gain recommendations? An example is a colleague who I've worked with for years knows a professor quite well. Should I reach out to the colleague asking for an introduction to then see if the professor might be able to assist? Or another colleague is very well connected and she too would likely be able to introduce me to someone high up at the college. I guess what I'm asking is, do I continue to try and help my application or let the interview process take its natural course? Any advice you can provide would be extremely appreciated.
Em, your reaction, what do you think?
My reaction was a little hesitant. I think the first one of reaching out and, the professor saying, hey, this guy's amazing. Can I help in any way? Natural chef's kiss, beautiful. I got a little bit scared with the last of it because it hasn't been like an insane amount of time that it's it already sounds like a long process with how many steps there are. And I just feel like potentially it's a reach to hit up, he's hitting up the old colleague to then get someone who knows the professor, but that professor might not have any weight. He might not have, it's like a long chain and I'm just a bit like, maybe we could just wait and see. But at the same time, I'm the ambassador of shoot your shot. So
maybe
pop
we
off.
Could just wait and see.
I don't know. I'm torn.
I love it. It's very gentle way of saying you're doing too much.
A little bit, but also, like I said, appreciate the hustle and every man for themselves out here. You got to do what you got to do to get noticed. Interview Academy might be the perfect thing you're looking for. Interview Academy is a course Sarah has been working on after delivering hundreds of interview coaching sessions and getting incredible results.
But unfortunately, I'm only one gal living in an Aussie time zone who works a day job, and all of that mean I can't help everyone one-on-one, which drove me crazy.
So for over a year, Sarah's been working on turning all of those amazing lessons into an on-demand, step-by-step interview prep course. We hold your hand through the entire thing,
and you can do it at home in your own time and get instant access right now. Check it out at interviewboss.com.au/interview-academy. The link is in the show notes. That's right. And look, to a certain extent, I absolutely agree with you. I think the tenuous connection and all of those things and the constant follow-ups and trying to push it faster and faster is not necessarily the best way forward. Our solution isn't follow up until they finally reply. That's not going to help you whatsoever. We don't recommend that ever. But I did want to say, and I actually sent this as a reply, so Alec has actually got this advice directly from us. I did say I would absolutely recommend using your contacts to help you. Absolutely. Whatever contacts you have, let's use them. But it's all about how you go about using them. I think reaching out to the people that you know, like contacting the colleague to contact the professor, like you said, it's however many degrees of separation, just to say, hey, can you push this application forward for me, is just a stretch. And I think I'm trying to imagine if someone reached out to a colleague who then reached out to me to just say, hey, my friend applied for this job. I'd be like, oh.
I never blindly want to recommend someone, because then you're like, what if they're not good and you know what I mean? Like,
but even just to say, hey, as if you talked to me and said, oh, my friend applied for this job and they want to know what's happening. I feel like, can they talk to you to find out what's happening with this job? Like, it feels like you're just using me to try and get me to follow up your application. Like, it feels really kind of transactional and a bit icky in that way. So that's not what I would recommend doing. But I do think you could reach out to the people that you know, get in touch with the professors, the whoever's, under the pretense of, hey, I'm really interested in working with this organization, working for this college. I think my skills really align. There's some cool stuff going on, and it's a place that I'd really enjoy working. I wanted to have a chat to you about the things that are going on, where you think I might fit in, and just get to understand a bit about what you're working on in your department and your area. Like, just do it as a bit of a coffee chat in general with the people that you know. And then when you're actually talking to them, talk about other opportunities, what might be going on, how they might be able to help you in general. Hey, I've got this kind of background. What kind of roles do you think would suit me? That kind of thing. And then you can absolutely mention, oh, I did actually apply for a project management role or whatever role it was, and I haven't heard back, still kind of waiting on that process. And then you would throw that out there, and you're not asking them, can you check where it's at? I think that's inappropriate, because again, it's just going to feel a bit transactional. Like, you've just reached out to this very important person who's got all this sway and could give you all this career advice just to push forward your job application. It's like a waste almost.
But if you had a really beautiful, genuine conversation and they could see how passionate you are and you impress them with your initiative,
yes,
I would say there's a 90% chance they're going to go, oh, no way. I know Julie who's running that. Let me have a chat to her. Or, hey, I actually was only catching up with them yesterday. If you do get another interview, these are the things they would love to hear about. Talk about this program. They'll organically give you some hints, but only if they felt that connection first. If it feels like, what do you know and what can you do for me? And quick, like, it's going to feel like, whoa, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Totally. And I think they might even offer you some information, like you said, about it's not necessarily pushing the role forward. It could be, here's what that team's doing, here's what's going on at the moment. They could even say, oh, I actually heard someone internally got that job. Like, they might be able to give you a bit of an update otherwise on it, which is again why you don't want to waste that reach out and that connection that you've got on only just worrying about this job. There could be so many things going on behind the scenes that is the reason why you haven't heard back. Actually, one of our really early episodes is 10 reasons you're not hearing back. And it's all the things that could be possibly going on behind the scenes. And so maybe Alec should give that one a listen, just to understand all the stuff that might be going on, none of which has anything to do with his application and the job. It's all the other context. Now, I also think, as you kind of said, too much follow-up is not necessarily a good thing. It does kind of give the vibe of like the ex who's trying to get in touch with the person.
I'm desperate and I will infiltrate in any way that I can.
Yeah, and it's like they're turning up at your workplace. They've gone to you through a friend. They've gone through a friend of a friend to contact you. They've gone on your Facebook page. They've gone on like your bank messages to send you a message. Like, it's stop trying to get a hold of me. It's too much. And a recruiter and a hiring manager can feel that. If they wanted to take you to the next step, they would. They want to fill this role as well.
And it also feels like maybe the goal feels like, but if I'm reaching out, I'm going to influence or change the outcome. But like you just said, if they've already decided to not go ahead with you, having a random professor from another department go, oh, they seem good, isn't necessarily going to make them go, oh, well, hang on. Like, the outcome is already the outcome. And while it can be good to leverage, it's not this magic thing that as soon as you can get other people to vet for you, you've got it in the bag. Like, there's just too many variables.
Yes. And I think a lot of this might be coming from the uncertainty as well. And we get that. Around here, we understand. We have a whole episode that's called Listen to This While You're Waiting to Hear Back. And I think the other thing Alex should do is keep applying, focus energy on other things. I also think the coffee chats with the people that he does know in this company, though, is going to be so helpful because there might be other jobs that are coming up or other areas that he can assist that might be also beneficial.
Or they might say, maybe you should pivot and go get a job doing this because that'll help you get more, transferable skills, or they might have insights about conferences that are great for networking. You never know what little nuggets they might give you.
Totally. So I think absolutely leverage your network. It can be really, really helpful, particularly when you're trying to make a career pivot. It can be a lot harder to make a career pivot when you don't have like the basic resume to like tick, tick, tick. I've done all these things before. So an endorsement can absolutely really help. I just don't think you should use it just to poke the application forward. It just seems like a waste. Use it for something way better than that. And maybe as a side effect, they poke the application along for you.
Yeah, we go in hopeful, but we don't expect that. If it happens, bonus. But we can't have the expectation that contacting them is going to lead to them intervening in the other department's hiring process.
And a lot of what we're searching for is clarity. And following up like that, all you might get is, oh yeah, we just hadn't gotten back to you yet. You didn't get the job. Like, did you really need to go through all those people just to find that out? Does that kind of make sense? Like you've gone to so much effort just to find out the thing that you would have eventually found out anyway. So I think patience, but also get that networking. Thanks so much for listening to Interview Boss. If you like hearing the sound of our voices, follow us on Apple or Spotify, or better yet, tell someone else about this episode or this show if you think they might find it useful. That's how we can hit the charts, we can help even more people and bring you even more resources. For more advice, inspiration, and some hype ups, check us out on Instagram and chuck us a follow at Interview Boss. Can you believe we started Interview Boss in 2021?
Not really. It's insane. That's a lot of episodes and a lot of hours of talking.
Oh my gosh, it is. And if you're scrolling through all of our episodes, you might scroll straight past something that you really, really needed.
Yes, we're always getting messages from people asking us to do an episode on something, and I'm like, we already have.
So we've put together playlists to help you find the episodes that are exactly what you need, suited to your situation.
They're all categorized. If you're applying for jobs, we have episodes about resumes, cover letters, job ads. If you've been offered your dream job, we have episodes on resigning, exit interviews, and how to impress at your new company.
And we even have a very special playlist that's very popular for if you have an interview coming up immediately and you need just our most recommended hard-hitting episodes between now and then.
For all our last-minute listeners. It's all there for you. You can browse by category and check out all the playlists at interviewboss.com.au/podcast.